Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
"Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge."
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
All right, welcome back. No scores. We move into the bottom of the first. Samuel Golke, Matthew Sheldon, and Easton Fieser will be the first three batters for Yankton. Yankton in their white jerseys with red lettering and numerals, trimmed in black with the white pants and the white batting helmets. And it'll be Garrett Ringenberg, your starting pitcher here for Elkhorn North. Strike one is the call there. Garrett Ringenberg pitching. You got Keegan Drever catching here for Elkhorn. We'll go around the bases. Excuse me, got the hiccup. So go around the bases here right now as that pitch will come across for ball one. So 1-1 strike to Samuel Golke. Charlie Rieselman at first. Ethan Asmuth at second. Jake Jensen at short, and Austin McMurdy at third base. In the outfield, you got Connor Werdeman in left field, Quincy Grabenstein in center, and Ian Christo in right field. We're 10 minutes into the ball game as that one's fouled off, and we'll move now to a 2 balls and 1 strike count, or 2 balls and 2 strike count, excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is going to miss for 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch here from Ringenberg. And I'll hit him. He'll reach base. That'll bring up Matthew Sheldon now.
Second, number 18, first baseman Matthew Sheldon.
Sheldon got a hit yesterday in the game against the Stars. He got a hit into right center field, which, if memory serves me correctly, I think it plated the lone run of the game for Yankton in that game yesterday. Without looking at the official stats, he'll go to right field again. Ground ball into right field, scooped up by Christo. Will hold him to a single and advance Golke over to second base. And 2 runners on now here for Yankton in the bottom half of the first inning. That'll bring up Easton Fieser now. So Sheldon will get the base hit. And Fieser nothing in 1 here to Easton Fieser. I had some visitors during the last couple batters here, and apparently they're bringing in some Buffalo Wild Wings. That's pretty awesome. That's one of our sponsors. So lunch delivered up to the press box. How about that? 1 ball, no strike, or 1 ball, 1 strike, excuse me, here to Easton Fieser. I was very confused. I thought people were moving in here just to have lunch. So a big thank you to the staff workers here at the tournament for bringing me some food. 1 ball, 1 strike to count, and now that one will miss for, I thought it was a ball, but apparently it was recorded as strike too. So I might be munching on some wings here in the next commercial break. We'll see. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 runners on here for Yankton, and that one will drop in for ball 2. Samuel Golke on second, Matthew Sheldon, the runners on first and second for Yankton post 12. No score here yet. Yankton looking to potentially change that. Ground ball to second, over to the shortstop, back to first, and they safe at first. So they'll get the middle runner, Matthew Sheldon, off base. They'll put runners on the corners here. Samuel Golke will make it to third, and Easton Fieser will make it up to first base. So Fieser will reach on a fielder's choice as a result of that play, and then the force out on Sheldon at second will put one out on the board and reset the count here for Gavin Johnson. Right up the middle, and it went off the left ankle of Garrett Ringenberg and then squirted over towards the shortstop position, and that allows Samuel Golke to come in and score. Yikes, that one had to sting a little bit. That was a low line drive, and like I said, it ricocheted off the left ankle. And the good news here for Garrett Ringenberg is he's walking around like nothing happened. So that's good to see. A run on, they'll put it in as a hit. I mean, you can't do anything other than put it in as a hit there. And let's see here. To reset, we got one across the plate. That's Samuel Golke scoring, and we got two runners on, first and second, as a result of that awkward infield hit. It's an infield RBI single to add to the coolness of that play, or the uncoolness, depending on which team you're cheering for here, I guess. 2 balls and no strikes. The batter's Beck Reichen, and now we have a visit to the mound here for Elkhorn North. So Elkhorn post 2-1-1. Also sponsored by Equitable Bank, if I'm saying that correctly. We'll talk things over on the mound here. Once again, the only scoring of the game so far, Gavin Johnson getting an RBI single off the left ankle of Garrett Ringenberg. That went off his ankle and then bounced out towards Jake Jensen at shortstop, and then took a weird backspin and rolled towards second base. It was the most dramatic infield single I think I've seen in my career of broadcasting baseball games here. Conference on the mound comes to a conclusion now, and we will shortly here get back to action. Once again, 2 balls and no strikes to the Yankton post 12 batter Beck Reichen. Runners on to reset here for Yankton post 12. Easton Fieser on second, Gavin Johnson on first. 1-0 Yankton here in the top of the first. Or 1-0 Elkhorn. Hang on a second. Okay, they put okay. Well, they put the score on the wrong side of the scoreboard there in the outfield. That's the second time that's like the fourth time they've. So I had it right on our screen here. It's 1-0 Yankton, and now that pitch will come in for a strike. So it's 2-1 here to Beck Reichen. Once again, the runners on. Easton Fieser on second. Gavin Johnson on first here for Yankton post 12 has a run on 2 hits so far. And that one's fouled away, first base side and out of play into right field. And we'll move to a 2-2 count as a result. I want to welcome everybody in, whether you're cheering on Elkhorn or if you're cheering on Yankton, and wherever you may be watching or listening from, we certainly appreciate you tuning in. Full count here to Beck Reichen. He'll foul it away, and we'll stay at a full count. Payoff pitch number 2 coming up here for Garrett Ringenberg, and that one is a bouncer up the middle, scooped up there by Jansen, the shortstop. He does fire it over in time for the out, but the runners will advance from first and second to second and third. So there are 2 outs with 2 runners in scoring position. Goes into the books is a 6-3 ground out to short. Advanced in Fieser to third and Gavin Johnson up to second. And that'll bring Owen Wieshan to the plate here for Yankton post 12. 2 away, and a big chance here for Yankton to snag a potential 3-0 lead here, or a 3-0 lead if Wieshan can find himself a base hit. Here's the pitch, and that one will hit the edge for strike 1. 0-1 now here to Owen Wieshan. Want to say hi to Tiffany and Stone for tuning in. 0-1. And that one, a high fly ball into the gap in right center. And will it drop? Yes, it will. One run will score. That's Easton Fieser. Here comes Gavin Johnson across the plate. A 2-run RBI double to right center field gives Yankton Post 12 a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Batting seventh, number 25, left fielder Tate Bestie.
And here comes Tate Bestie now. So one runner on. That runner is Owen Wishon on second base, as he gets a bases clearing double, RBI double to right center field. And the first pitch is high and in to Tate Bestie for ball one. Bestie yesterday had a ground out to third in the game against the Fargo Post 400 Stars. This one is a infield, it'll be a ground out 4-3 as the second baseman Ethan Osmus was able to get there. So they'll strand Wishon on base. They leave one on, but they get 3 runs on 3 hits. And no Elkhorn North errors, and they leave one on base here at the end of inning number 1. It is 3-0 on the MandySafargoIndy.com scoreboard in favor of Yankton Post 12 here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned, we're back in 60 seconds.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
All right, we go to the top of the second. Ian Christo will lead it off here for Elkhorn North. And Christo will take it to right field for a leadoff single. Base hit brings up Quincy Grabenstein.
Number 17, center fielder Quincy Grabenstein.
So Yankton, 3 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the first, and they leave 1 on base. A nice start to the game here for Yankton Post 12. We'll see if Elkhorn can respond here. So far, so good with Ian Christo's base hit to right for a leadoff single. And now a bunt down the third base line, and after a couple of bounces, it'll roll over that foul line, and it'll be strike 1. Mark Cadal with 13 pitches in the first inning. That was pitch 14. And coming up here will be pitch 15. Once again, Gavin Johnson catching, Matthew Sheldon at first, Owen Wishon at second, Beck Reichen at shortstop, Samuel Golke at third. And that will go out to Evan Sirk in center field for a fly out to center for out number 1. The other 2 outfielders include Tate Bestie in left and Easton Fieser in right field.
Designated hitter Crew Eaton.
So Grabenstein will fly out to Evan Sirk in center field, and that will bring us to the next batter here in the lineup for Elkhorn, and that is going to be Crew Eaton, wearing Aaron Judge's number 99 on the back of his dark blue jersey, and he'll take a hard ball directly into the glove of Matthew Sheldon at first, fires up to second. They could not pull off the double play. They do get Crew Eaton out on a direct ground out at first, and Crystal will advance to second, but just barely.
Number 10, third baseman Austin McMurtry.
Matthew Sheldon threw it just a little bit high, and if he would have had that throw a little bit lower, there's probably a good chance that there'd be 2 outs instead of 1 right now. So a direct ground out to first is how that'll be scored, and that'll advance Cristo up to second into scoring position. And Austin McMurdy is the batter now here for Elkhorn. 2 away now here in the top of the second. And the first pitch will just come in at about knee level and miss to the inside for ball 1 to Austin McMurdy. Charlie Rieselman is on deck should McMurdy find a way to reach base safely. Here's the pitch, and he'll smack that one out. A 3-bouncer to short. Reichen has it, fires it over to Sheldon for the out. They strand 1 on base, and that is a quick top of the second. 4 batters up and 1 left stranded, and it remains 3-0 on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard after 1.5 innings of play. We're back in 60 seconds with the bottom of the second right after this.
Here's your chance to support MSPN digital television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. Madden McQuaid will be the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the second for Yankton post 12. They have the 3-0 lead as we move into the home half of the second inning. 25 minutes into the ball game now, and the first pitch here from Garrett Ringenberg is just going to miss a little bit high and out for ball 1. Once again, Keegan Drever is catching, Charlie Rieselman at first, Ethan Osmus at second, Jake Jensen at short, and Austin McMurdy at third for Elkhorn. In the outfield, Connor Werderman in left field, Ian Cristo in right field, and Quincy Grabenstein in center field. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and on the 2-0 count, he'll pick up his first strike and he'll move to 2-1. 25 minutes into the ball game now. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He'll tap it foul at the plate, and we'll move to 2-2. No runs on 1 hit so far here for Elkhorn. 3 runs on 3 hits for Yankton. Neither team has committed an error in this contest up to this early stage of the baseball game. And here's the windup in the pitch, and it's high for ball 3. So a full count now here to Madden McQuaid for Yankton post 12. On deck is Evan Sirk. We'll also see Samuel Golke this inning. It's the 8-9-1 stretch of the Yankton post 12 batting order. And a swing and a miss there for a strikeout. Puts out number 1 on the board. So Garrett Ringenberg retires Madden McQuaid, and that will bring to the plate Evan Sirk, the center field. Yeah, I think he's a center fielder. Let me look at the chart here. Yes, center fielder. I got it right. Wind up in the pitch. High, ball 1. Harrisburg defeating Grand Rapids in our first game today by the final score of 9-4 as the pitch comes outside for ball 2 to Evan Sirk. So that means that Harrisburg will play in the 3:30 game tomorrow against the loser of our nightcap today between the Fargo Post 400 Stars and Shakopee. 2-1 the count now here to Evan Sirk. Ringenberg will come sat wide, deliver the 2-1, and right down Main Street for strike 2, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brad Anderson will be in for our next game. He'll have Lincoln taking on West Fargo. And strike 3 on the inside edge, and I'll strike him out for out number 2, and Evan Sirk is retired as he goes down looking. And I'll bring up Samuel Golke as we flip it back to the top of the order here for Yankton Post 12. And then our nightcap, as I hinted towards earlier, will be the Fargo Post 400 Stars and Shakopee, scheduled for a 6:30 p.m. start tonight. Once again, it's Samuel Golke. 0 for 0, hit by a pitch, and now he lifts one to left field. And running over there is Yurdeman, and it will be the center fielder, Grabenstein, who makes the grab. And that is a quick 1-2-3 inning here for Yankton in the bottom half of the second. It remains 3-0 after a 1-2-3 inning, and we'll be back in 60 seconds with the top of the third right after this. Stay tuned.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Welcome back. The 9-1-2 batters for Elkhorn come to the plate here in the top of the third. It starts with Charlie Rieselman. Cadal with pitch 23 and no miss outside for ball 1 here to Rieselman. So 1-0 as Mark Cadal for Yankton Post 12 starts his third inning of work here on 23 pitches. Now pitch 24. And that'll hit the edge for a strike. On 24 pitches, he has 6 balls and 18 strikes. What's going to strike is anything that's not a ball. Base hit, a strike, a hit, a home run, a fouled away pitch. They all go into the books as strikes. 2-1 as that pitch comes across for ball 2. So ball, strike, ball in that order so far here on the pitches from Cadal to Rieselman. Was able to get 1 Buffalo Wild Wing consumed during that last commercial break. Fly ball, Evan Sirks after it in center field, and he will be catching it as Easton Fieser, the right fielder, ducks down to allow Sirk to avoid colliding with him, and that will be out number 1. Probably not the easiest out to get, but they got it, and that's what matters. Keegan Drever, 0 for 1, grounded out to second base last time he was at the plate. So we return to the top of the order now here for Elkhorn. So one time through the order, Mark Cadal took 26 pitches to get through the first 9 batters here for Elkhorn. And now he's up on the count on Keegan Drever. No balls and a strike. And here's the 0-1 delivery. And that one didn't reach the plate, and it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand on the forward motion of the throw there, potentially, but it did not quite make it to home plate before it bounced on the turf. Keegan Drever for Elkhorn, 0 for 1 with a ground out to Owen Wishon at second base on a 4-3 last time he was up. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on base here for Elkhorn in a 3-0 game in favor of Yankton Post 12, excuse me, and the 1-1 pitch comes across for strike 2. And we're at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And this one is going out into right field. And Easton Fieser should have it. He'll take a couple steps to his right and back. And that's out number 2. Didn't have to do much work to catch that one. It was pretty much right at him. And now Jake Jansen, 0 for 1. Mark Cadal got him swinging last time. He went down on a strikeout. And there's 2 away now. And Jake Jansen, excuse me. And that pitch is just below the knees, ball 1. It was right over the plate, but it was a little bit low. And ball 1 here for Jake Jansen. Ethan Osmus is on deck here for Elkhorn, and he'll take that one foul down the first base line. It just barely cut in front of the first base bag. Had he waited a split second to take that swing, it likely would have been a fair ball into right field. As a result, the count moves to 1-1 on the fouled away pitch. 33 minutes into the ball game now. Here's the 1-1 from Cadal. A little high, 2 balls and a strike. Yankton coming in to this matchup with the loss yesterday with an overall record of 29-13. Meanwhile, Elkhorn coming in with 35 wins, 21 losses, and 1 tie. The season will conclude for one of these two teams here at the end of this game. 3 balls and a strike now here to Johnson, as Cadal has some work to do to battle back from the 3-1 count. Wind up in the delivery of the 3-1, and he caught the edge. Full count, 3-2. Ball fouled away, ball, and strike. Cadal with the payoff pitch. Foul. And had that stayed fair, it'd be a 3-1 game. That was gone. But instead it's foul. We'll do the payoff pitch again here. Cadal with payoff pitch number 2. That one's going out into center field. Looks like Cirque has it, and on the run he gets it. And that will be out number 3. And that will take care of business here in the top half of the third. We'll take a break and be back in 60 seconds with the bottom half of the third right after this. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the third, it'll be the 2-3-4 batters for Yankton post 12. It'll start with Matthew Sheldon, who's 1 for 1, got himself a single into right field last time he was at the plate. Yankton with a 3-0 lead here on the Mandy's of Fargo and D.com scoreboard, and the first pitch there from Ringenberg is down low for ball 1 to Matthew Sheldon. Easton Fieser and Gavin Johnson are the other 2 batters we'll see for Yankton post 12 here in the bottom of the third. And a nice hit out into left field. However, I think Grabenstein's going to get there, and no, he will not. It will drop right at the fence, and Sheldon's in with a double. A leadoff double for Matthew Sheldon here in the bottom of the third, and so far so good for Yankton post 12. Easton Fieser reached on a fielder's choice. That's when he would hit the ball directly to first. And then they tried to pull the double play off, but they weren't able to successfully do that. First pitch came across the plate just a moment ago for a strike. 0-1. And the 0-1 delivery is going to be low and out for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count now here to Easton Fieser. Once again, Matthew Sheldon, the runner on second for Yankton post 12. We're 37 minutes into the ball game now. Yankton leading 3-0 here on the Mandy's of Fargo and D.com scoreboard. 3 runs on 4 hits so far for Yankton, and that'll be a check swing, and that'll be called strike 2 here for Easton Fieser. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Easton Fieser. The winner of this game will play at 11 o'clock tomorrow against the loser of the game between Lincoln and West Fargo. And a high fly ball to center field, backpedaling, and Quincy Grabenstein has it for out number 1.
Catcher number 22, Gavin Johnson.
Matthew Sheldon does tag and advance to third on that fly out to center. And now we have another visit to the mound here for Elkhorn North. We'll keep it here during this visit to the mound unless we have a pitching change. No, we'll have a pitching change. So we will, hang on. I thought he grabbed the ball. Is the pitcher walking away? Stand by. We will have a pitching change. So what we'll do is we'll take a 60-second break, and then we'll be back. We'll tell you who the new pitcher is and go over any other possible changes. Elkhorn chicken. I'm so sorry about that. Elkhorn pitching change, and we'll be back in 60 seconds.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, so new pitcher on the mound here for Elkhorn North is Sam Hunsberger. According to my numbers, as we take a look at the stats here for Ringenberger. Ringenberger pitched 2 1/3 innings, faced 12 batters, 42 pitches, 26 strikes, 16 balls, allowed 3 runs. He's also on the hook for the runner on third should he come in and score. Struck out 2, 1 looking, 1 swinging, allowed 4 hits, walked none, and hit 1 batter. And so Matthew Sheldon would be another run for Ringenberger if he can make it the extra 90 feet from third base to put Yankton up potentially by the score of 4-0. Right now they're up 3-0, and the batter is Gavin Johnson, 1 for 1. Last time Gavin Johnson was at the plate, he would ring himself up an RBI single off the left ankle of Ringenberger that bounced off top short and then took a backspin towards second. Like I said, it was the most dramatic infield RBI single I think I've called in my years of broadcasting baseball. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Gavin Johnson. And the 1-1 pitch is going to miss outside. 2 balls and a strike now here to Gavin Johnson as Hunsberger on his 4th pitch now after coming in relief for Ringenberger. Ringenberger comes out of the game. No other changes around the bases here for Elkhorn as that pitch will hit for strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now here. Ball, strike in that order for Hunsberger, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. And that one's going to bounce away, and here comes Sheldon from third, and he will score standing. The pitch hit right off home plate and took a sharp bounce off to the right side towards the first base dugout. And it is now 4-0 in favor of Yankton post 12, and that leaves Gavin Johnson with a full count now. And now Gavin Johnson will walk. So as soon as the run comes in from third to empty the bases, Elkhorn puts a runner back on first with the walk to Gavin Johnson. And here comes Beck Reichen now. Beck Reichen grounded out to the shortstop last time he was at the plate. So he's 0 for 1 on the early morning, late morning. No, we're already in early afternoon now. So you can tell it's been a long morning, I guess. Fly ball to center field. Gravenstein has it on the run, and now halfway back, Gavin Johnson gets back to first just in the nick of time, and that's out number 2.
Second baseman number 3, Owen Wishon.
Owen Wishon, 1 for 1. Had the double to right center field that scored a pair of runs back in the first inning for Yankton. And he's going to pop this one up to right field. This time it looks like Ian Christo will have it, and he does. And that is out number 3. So they'll strand Gavin Johnson on base, but they do get 1 run across to take a 4-0 advantage here after 3 innings of play. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Wolves, and they leave 1 more on base.
Yankton adds a run and a hit. No errors.
And we'll be back with more in 60 seconds here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
All right, welcome back. Elkhorn coming to bat here with their 3-4-5 batters. They'll start off with Ethan Osmus, and then we'll see Connor Werdeman and Ian Christo this inning as well. Mark Cadal with pitch 38 to start the inning here as he takes a couple more warm-up tosses here as we get ready for the start of the top of the 4th. Second baseman Ethan Osmus 0 for 0 with a walk as he steps into the batter's box here for his second trip to the plate today. 45 minutes into the ball game now here in the top of the 4th, and once again, Yankton Post 12 has the 4-0 lead with 3 runs in the first and 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the pitch, and that one's heading out to center field. Evan Sirk takes a couple steps back, and then he secures it in his glove. It's 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top half of the 4th for Yankton, and they'll bring up Connor Werdeman.
Number 5, Connor Werdeman.
Werdeman's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the Yankton third baseman Samuel Golke last time he was at the plate on a 5-3. Cadal with pitch 39. And just missed on the inside, ball 1. So 1-0 here to Connor Werdeman. Ian Christo is the batter on deck here for Elkhorn. And the 1-0. And that one's high. 2 balls and no strikes now. Comes set and the delivery. And he'll miss again. And 3 pitches and 3 balls and a 3-0 count here to Connor Werdeman. Ian Christo, the batter on deck. And we might see Quincy Grabenstein this inning as well if we can get that far into the lineup. Pitch 42 coming up here for Cadal. Cadal comes set. 3-0. And he'll walk him on 4 pitches. So runner on here. After the 1 pitch, 1 out. Add 4 more pitches and it puts a runner on base here for Elkhorn. I'll bring up the right fielder, Ian Christo. He's 1 for 1 with a single to right field on his last trip to the plate. Cadal will take a look at the runner on first. Now he'll deliver the pitch, and that one's going to left field, and it's going to drift foul, and it'll be a long strike. 0-1 to Ian Christo. Once again, Quincy Grabenstein moves into the on-deck circle here for Elkhorn. For those not watching on our YouTube channel, Elkhorn's in their dark blue jerseys with white numerals and lettering. Yankton in their primary white jerseys with red hats and red numerals and lettering trimmed in black. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike after the fouled away pitch. Fouls it up with a high pitch to the outside for a 1-1 count. Once again, the runner on first is Connor Werdeman for Elkhorn. And the pitch, 1-1, and that one's going out to right field. Easton Feeser, they lost it in the sun. And I'll be honest, even I lost it in the sun. It's going to drop for a base hit.
Center fielder number 17, Quincy Grabenstein.
So going to the books as a base hit. So what happened there is Cristo hit it out into right field. And it looked like Yankton, the right fielder, Easton Fieser, looked like he saw it. So then he made a couple steps and he set himself to make the catch, and then he must have lost it in the sun. And Owen Wishon, the second baseman, was running out into right field, and it went over his head. And now a bunt ball that goes foul over the third base line here off the bat of Quincy Grabenstein. And like I said, I'm guessing Easton Fieser lost that ball in the sun, because the way he was looking at his body language, it certainly looked like he was setting himself up for a catch, and then the ball at the last second he realized was not near his position where he set himself up at. So unlucky break there. On the positive side for Yankton, they have a 4-0 lead at the moment. On the downside for Yankton, there's 2 runners on base with 1 out as a result of said play. And that fouled away bunt would make it 0-1 to Grabenstein, and now this one will go into the dirt and make it 1 ball, 1 strike here to Quincy Grabenstein. Grabenstein's 0 for 1. He'd fly out to the center fielder, Evan Cirk, last time he was at the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners on. Connor Werderman, the runner on second. Ian Cristo, the runner on first here for Elkhorn. And the 1-1. And that one's down low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Elkhorn falling 6-1 to Shakopee yesterday. And Yankton falling 4-1 to Fargo Post 400 yesterday to reach this second elimination game. Grand Rapids had their season come to an end in our first game as they would lose 9-4 to Harrisburg. Fly ball to right field, and it is caught. And a quick throw back into the shortstop Reichen to hold the runners at first and second. That puts out number 2 on the board on the fly out. Runners stay put, and Crew Eaton 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. And before he'll see a pitch, we'll see a visit to the mound here for Yankton Post 12 as the coach will come out and walk right up to Mark Cadal and share some words with him, and the other teammates now huddle around. And no pitching change here, just a chat. We're 51 minutes into the game. Once again, I have the next pitch for Cadal numbered at pitch number 50. Broadcast coverage of the Central Plains Regional Tournament here, brought to you by Frank's Lounge, Sweet Shots, Mandy's of FargoND.com, FM Convention Bureau, Marvin Windows and DMN Industries, along with Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks for the food, Buffalo Wild Wings, by the way. Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, TCI Insurance, Dakota Fins and Feathers, and Vic's Lounge. And right as I say Vic's Lounge, the pitch comes in for a strike on Crew Eaton, and it is no balls and 1 strike now here. And on 50 pitches, 18 balls, 32 strikes, according to my unofficial numbers here from Mark Cadal. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. First and second. Can Elkhorn piece together a base hit? Maybe get themselves on the scoreboard here. We'll find out. And he's going to lift it to left field, and he's going to go to the left of third base and not quite to left field. Foul, that'll play. That ball landing near the concession stand here at Starion Bank Field inside of Thoraldson Baseball Complex. Remains 0-2 after the foul away pitch here by Crew Eaton, who grounded out, by the way, to the direct ground out to first. Now he swings and misses for out number 3, and they'll strand 2 runners on base, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Coming up in the home half of 4, it's the 7-8-9 batters, the bottom of the order, Bestie, McQuaid, and Cirk for Yankton Post 12. They're batting when we return in 60 seconds.
American Legion Baseball. A winning tradition since 1925. Thousands of young athletes have participated, and countless lives have been changed.
And that was the fun part of summer ball and Legion was we just played. At that stage, I think everything's so pure. You're just wanting to play ball. I would 100% recommend it.
Legion Baseball is one of many programs of the American Legion, supporting our children, our military, and their families. Find out more about how we continue to serve America.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the fourth inning here. It's a 4-0 lead for Yankton post 12, and they come to the plate batting with Tate Bestie to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth. It's the bottom of the order, batters 7, 8, and 9 for Yankton post 12 here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch comes across for a ball. It's 1-0 here. Bestie grounded out to the second baseman last time he was at the plate. And here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one is in for strike one. Nice pitch there from Sam Hunsberger. 1-1 the count now here to Tate Bestie. Madden McQuaid and Evan Sirk will be the other two batters we see for Yankton here in the bottom of the fourth. And this one, a fly ball into shallow center field. Backpedaling is Ethan Osmus. And no, he could not make the grab. He had to stretch out with his glove hand on his right, with his glove arm on his right hand. And the ball ended up coming behind him, and that should be ruled a base hit, I would think. Yep, and it is. It was an A for effort there for the center fielder for Elkhorn, but it'll result in a base hit and a single for Tate Bestie. He's on, and it's the fifth hit of the ball game now here, and they're going to try and pick Bestie off, and Bestie's back in time. Fifth hit of the ball game here for Yankton as Madden McQuaid comes to the plate. Still no pitches yet. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging, and now he's showing bunt. And he will miss the bunt. Snap throw back up to first. Bestie's back in time. And the pitch came across as a ball. And we'll see if McQuaid squares up again, and he does. And he'll take it back as the pitch is high for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes. And squaring up for the third time. And that's tipped off of the bat. So even though it was a high pitch that would have been ball 3, it caught a very small, slim sliver of that bat. And it's strike one. Goes into the books as a fouled away pitch. Another pickoff attempt on Tate Bestie at first. He's back in time. We're 57 minutes into the ball game now as McQuaid squares up again. Pulls it back, takes strike 2. That should eliminate the square ups here on a 2-strike count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. It'll be swing or nothing for McQuaid, I would imagine. And now McQuaid will call time. Step back into the batter's box to face the 2-2 count. Hunsberger comes set. Wines delivers. And he will bunt on a 2-strike count. And he'll bunt it up the first base line. And he'll be tagged out. And that will allow. And then the throw out to second. He's safe. Tate Bestie started around for third. And then he changed his mind and just barely got back to the second base bag in time. So a not too common 2-strike bunt by McQuaid results in a 1-3 ground out and advances Bestie out to second. So 1 out, and that clears the count for Evan Sirk, who lifts one into shallow right and backpedaling right where the sand meets the grass on the brown and green turf is Ethan Osmith, the second baseman, to make the catch. So there's 2 outs now.
Third baseman number 11, Samuel Golke.
So Evan Sirk will pop out to the second baseman officially. And Samuel Golke, as we return to the top of the order now here, He's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, and then he would fly out to Werdeman in left field last time he was at the plate. He'll watch a pitch go low for ball 1 this time around here from Hunsberger. 4-0 lead for Yankton post 12 here in the bottom of the 4th. They scored the runs, 3 of them in the bottom of the 1st, the 4th one in the bottom of the 3rd. They have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th, and the pitch comes across for a strike to even the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike here to Samuel Golke. Hunsberger comes set, winds, 1-1 on the way, and it's outside, ball 2. And the 2-1 pitch. And a strike. We're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's a ball, strike in that order. And pitch 5 of the at-bat here, or the plate appearance, for Samuel Golke coming up from Hunsberger. Hunsberger will collect the sign here from the catcher Drever, and now he'll come set. He'll take a peek at the runner on second, and he'll step off and force Bestie to touch up on second base. Well, he doesn't really force him, but just kind of a automatic type of thing almost. He'll come set. He'll take another look at Bestie on second, and he'll deliver the 2-2. And that one's taken up high to left, backpedaling about 3 steps is Werdemer, and he makes the catch. So that's out number 3. They'll strand Bestie on second base, and they'll maintain a 4-0 lead going into the 5th inning of play here at Starion Bank Field. It's the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament Elimination Game number 2, and right now, things looking good for Yankton post 12. They had the 4-0 lead. We're back in 60 seconds. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
Don't miss a stolen base or home run on the road to Shelby. Catch live broadcasts of all 15 games of the Central Plains Regional Tournament from Starion Bank Field in Fargo right here, exclusively on MSPN Digital Television.
Welcome back. Yankton with the 4-0 lead here, and the first pitch is heading out into right field. Easton Fieser has it go over his head, and he'll bounce for a base hit, and he's going to turn it into a double. A leadoff double here for Austin McMurdy for Elkhorn into right field.
First baseman number 26, Charlie.
He was 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman prior to that hit to right field. We've eclipsed the 1 hour mark of the ball game. 1 hour, 1 minute time of the game so far. Make that 1 hour, 2 minutes as it just flipped. I don't have seconds, otherwise I probably would have said an hour 2 right away. Just shows me the minutes is all. And here's the pitch. He'll square up for a bunt, and it's bunted foul out of the batter's box. Result in a 1-strike count. An error-free game, knock on wood, for these two teams so far. We've seen 8 base hits, and we've seen 4 runs from Yankton. Elkhorn still looking to string something together offensively here to get themselves on the scoreboard. That pitch will miss for ball 1, so the count's now 1 ball, 1 strike to Charlie Rieselman, who's 0 for 1. Fly out to center fielder Evan Sirk last time he was at the plate. It's the 9-1-2 batters here for Elkhorn in the top half of the 5th inning. And the pitch. And it will miss for ball 2. Curveball that curved a little bit too far outside of the strike zone there for Mark Cadal. He has 37 strikes on 57 pitches up to this point in the game. He'll take a look back at McMurdy on second. Now Wine deliver the 2-1, and that one's fouled away into the backstop, and we'll be at 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here to the batter, Charlie Rieselman for Elkhorn. Mark Cadal on the mound for Yankton, takes a couple peeks at McMurdy on second and delivers. Low for ball 2. Nice block by Gavin Johnson as that one got away from him, but McMurdy unable to advance, and it's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Cadal will face a payoff pitch here against Rieselman. Couple looks back at second, delivers the payoff. Got him, strike 3. That puts the first down on the board as it's another strikeout here for Cadal. Got him looking, and now bring up Keegan Drever now for Elkhorn. Drever's 0 for 2. He grounded out to the second baseman, then he had a fly out to right fielder Easton Fieser last time he was at the plate. We'll see if he can break that 0 for 2 pattern here or not on this trip to the plate. First pitch comes in from Cadal, and it's up high for a ball, 1-0. And now, Yankton catcher Gavin Johnson will meet Cadal halfway, and they'll hand off of the ball and exchange a few words, and now Cadal makes his way back to the top of the pitcher's mound, and Drever will step into the batter's box, and we're ready to go again. He'll take a glance at second. Set, Wine, deliver the 1-0, and the 1-0 is heading out into right field. Should be no problem for Fieser, and he will make the catch and fire it back in quickly, and McMurdy stays put on second base, and that's out number 2.
Shortstop, number 23, Jake Jansen.
Jake Jansen, as you just may have heard in the background from our PA announcer Brad Anderson, is 0 for 2. Strikeout swinging, and a fly out to Evan Serkin center field. Speaking of Brad, he'll be in for the next game between Lincoln and West Fargo with a scheduled start of 3:30. In the way that this game is going, there should be no problem starting that game on time, if not early. Started on time, started late yesterday. We got back on time by our 4th game. And we started on time today, and our first game went 2 hours and 14 minutes and barely got this game started at 12 noon. I think the first pitch was at 12:03 or 12:04, I think. 1 ball, no strike. I'm sorry, 2 balls, no strikes. My apologies. Jake Jansen 0 for 2, struck out and a fly out to center once again. Two away here in the top of the 5th. And that pitch will hit the edge for a strike, 2-1. That one could have gone either way, and luckily for Yankton, it went the way of a strike, and it's a 2-1 count instead of a 3-0 count. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jake Jansen. Cadal comes set and delivers, and that one's a rifle right up the middle. It'll bounce for a base hit, and rounding third is McMurdy. He will score, and Elkhorn is on the board. It's 4-1. It's an RBI single for Jake Jansen, who absolutely blasted it about 2 feet over the head of the pitcher, and it stayed elevated 2 feet over the second baseman and shortstop, who were both going after it. Found its way into shallow center field for a single, an RBI single. And McMurdy scores from second on the play, and it's 4-1 now here in favor of the Yankton Post 12 on the Bandies of FargoND.com scoreboard. So that'll bring up Ethan Osmus, and Osmus will take the first pitch for strike 1. Osmuth is 0 for 1. He was walked his first time up, and then he would fly out to Evan Serkin center field on his most recent trip to the plate. Right now he faces a 1-0 count here as Cadal will take a peek over at first. He'll come sat. He'll take a second peek, and now he'll deliver. The runner goes, and the pitch is not caught by Gavin Johnson, so he's not able to make a throw, and Jansen will take second base, and he'll get credit for the stolen base. And the pitch will come across for a ball. That'll make the count 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's a little bit high, 2 balls and a strike. Two 1 pitch comes in for strike 2. So ball, strike, in that order. And we have a 2-2 count. Steve in the YouTube chat asks, is this the same Yankton team that played Fargo yesterday? Yes, it is. Yep. There's only one Yankton team in this tournament, so it is indeed the one that played last night. And that pitch will go into the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gene says, my earlier talk about Buffalo Wild Wings was making him hungry. They are one of our sponsors, so if you're in town, you want to go up the road about 3 blocks on 42nd Street and pick something up, everybody would appreciate that here. Buffalo Wild Wings would appreciate it. Fargo Post 400 would appreciate it, since they're one of the sponsors for the Central Plains Regional Tournament. And that last pitch would be ball 4, and that'll walk Ethan Osmus. And I'll put 2 runners on. We have another visit to the mound here for Yankton. I have to wonder if this might be a pitching change. Coach walks up, and he will leave his hands in his pocket. So no pitching change here. It'll just be a conversation. And as a result, we'll keep it here for the duration of that conversation here. Mark Cadal at 72 pitches, 44 strikes, 28 balls, 1 hour and 9 minutes into the ball game. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Jake Jansen on second. Ethan Osmus on first for Elkhorn. Here in a 4-1 game. And Connor Werdeman is the batter when we return to action here. Werdeman is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the third baseman, Samuel Golke, on a 5-3 on his first time to the plate. Then he would come back on the second trip through the lineup, and he'd earn himself a 5-pitch walk to get on base the second time. So he's been to the plate twice, and he's been on base one of those 2 times as of the most recent trip to the plate. The conversation has come to a conclusion. And it looks like we do have a pitching change. I didn't see him snag the ball at first, but we do have a pitching change. It's going to be Tate Bestie coming in from left field. All right, so Tate Bestie's a new pitcher. He's taking his warm-up pitches, and now coming into the game to take Bestie's spot in left field is number 9, Boston Frick. So everybody else for Yankton Post 12 stays in their original spots. Boston Frick, the new left fielder, and Tate Bestie, the new pitcher. So he'll face Connor Werdeman. Yeah, Yankton snuck that pitcher in without me noticing. And I got a direct view of the pitcher's mound from where I'm at. So, and all right, warm-up pitches are done. Here's Connor Werdeman now stepping into the box. Once again, he's 0 for 1, grounded out to the third baseman, and then he was walked last time he was at the plate. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Jake Johnson on second, Ethan Osmuth on first. And the first pitch will miss for ball 1 here to Connor Werdeman. On deck is Ian Christo if Werdeman can reach base safely. 4 runs on 5 hits for Yankton, 1 run on 4 hits for Elkhorn. And the pitch outside for a ball, 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch. And that comes in for a strike. Two balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and second have a normal lead off right at the moment. That one will miss, so it'll be 3 balls and a strike now. And the 3-1 delivery. And that one's going into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. And they are going to send Jake Jansen around from third. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. And a head-first slide. And Jansen's in. And he cuts the Yankton lead in half. It's 4-2.
Right fielder number 9, Ian Cristo.
So that puts runners on first and third on the RBI single into medium center field, we'll call it. Scoring Jake Jansen from second, moving Ethan Osmus from first to third, and Connor Werdeman's on first. So second base is open right now. And it's Ian Cristo who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles to right field. And Elkhorn's starting to chip away at the deficit here. And a ground ball hopping towards Beck Reichen, and he'll flip it to second for the force out, and that will leave 2 stranded on base. So Yankton allows 1, but they still have a 4-2 lead here after 4.5 innings of play on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more baseball here in 60 seconds on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491.
All right, welcome back. The first pitch to Matthew Sheldon came in for ball 1, and now it's a 1-0 count here for Sam Hunsberger, and that one's fouled away to even up the count at a ball and a strike. Once again, Matthew Sheldon, the batter, he's 2 for 2 for Yankton post 12. He had a single into right field and a double into left field. Easton Fieser, Gavin Johnson, the next 2 batters we'll see for sure here in this inning. It's the 2-3-4 stretch of the Yankton post-12 batting lineup. The pitch will come low and out for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Matthew Sheldon. 4-2 lead as Yankton is able to get a pair of runs in the top of the 5th to cut the lead in half. And they got 6 outs to try and finish the comeback here. We'll see if Yankton can respond with some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. And that one is going out into right field, and it might drop for a base hit. And it is gone. It is a solo home run for Matthew Sheldon. I didn't think that was going to get over the fence, but it did. It was a low-flying fly ball to right field, and I thought it was going to drop for a base hit.
Solo homer for Matthew Sheldon. It's Yankton's first home run of the tournament. Right fielder number 5, Easton Fieser.
Our PA announcer said it was the first home run of the tournament. It's actually our 3rd home run of the tournament. Unless he said something different and I misheard what he said. But and strike 1, the call here on Easton Fieser. So Yankton does respond with a solo home run to right field by Matthew Sheldon. Comes at the 1 hour and 17-minute mark of the ball game, and they will take a 5-2 lead now as they get one of the 2 they gave up back on 1 swing of the bat. 2 balls and 1 strike now here to Easton Fieser. He's 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice, and also a fly out to center field. He does have 2 hits in the tournament. Got those 2 hits yesterday against Fargo post 400 in the 4-1 loss. He'll foul that one away, and it's a 2 balls, 2 strike count. So 5 runs on 6 hits with the solo home run from Matthew Sheldon. Full count now, 3-2, and a payoff pitch coming up for Hunsberger. Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. That's the first down of the inning. And Gavin Johnson will step up to the plate now. It's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. So he's been to the plate twice. He's reached base in some fashion on both occasions here. Nothing in 1 as the pitch came across for a strike there to Gavin Johnson. And the 0-1 delivery. And that one's fouled back into the netting, right at the top of the protective netting. If not, we'd have a broken window in the press box here. Nothing in 2. And that one is a pop-up, and that one will be out of play. Hits the roof of our press box here. I did not realize it was going there. It kind of startled me a little bit. No balls and 2 strikes. And this one is right up the middle into center field. It'll be a base hit and a single for Gavin Johnson. Veered it just to the right of second base. You can still call it up the middle, even though not a true up the middle single, but center field single nonetheless. And now Beck Reichen will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to the shortstop and a fly out to the center fielder. And the first pitch will be in for strike 1 on Beck Reichen. So once again, the base runner is Gavin Johnson for Yankton Post 12 as they have the 5-2 advantage. Right now they're going to try and pick him off, and Gavin Johnson gets back in time. Seventh hit of the ball game on that single to center field by Gavin Johnson, and another pickoff attempt, and Gavin Johnson with a head first slide is back safely once again. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Time of the game now here. We're in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out, and it's a 5-2 lead for Yankton Post 2 over Elkhorn Post 211. And there's a base hit, a bouncing ball into left center field, and that's another single. Back-to-back singles puts runners on first and second here for Yankton Post 12. And I'll bring up Owen Wishon. Wishon is 1 for 2. He had a double into right center field, and he also had a fly out to the right fielder, Ian Christo, here in the contest so far. Yankton with runners on first and second now. Hunsberger will step off and threaten to throw to second, but Gavin Johnson will not bite on that threat. 1 ball, no strike as that pitch comes in low. Just barely above the dirt. Below the knees, but not into the dirt. That was a very low strike, or a very low ball, I meant to say. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes. We'll see if Yankton can get that second run back here in the bottom of the 5th. They do have that run in scoring position right now, only 1 out. And that pitch comes across as a called strike on the outside edge of the plate. It's 2-1 now here to Owen Wishon. Tate Bestie is the batter on deck for Yankton. And a low pitch for ball 3. 3-1. 1 hour, 22 minutes into the ball game now. 3-1 pitch, fouled off. We're at 3-2 in a full count. Payoff pitch, walked him, and now load the bases for Yankton. So the bases are loaded for Yankton. Gavin Johnson stands on third, Beck Reichen on second, and Owen Wishon on first. And now Tate Bestie, who's 1 for 2, grounded out to the second baseman, then had a single that got past the second baseman last time he was at the plate. 1 hour and 23 minutes into the ball game, and a big opportunity here for Yankton Post 12 to crack this one open. They're up 4-2. Or they're up 5-2, excuse me, thanks to the solo home run from Matt Johnson earlier this inning. And we have another visit to the mound here for Elkhorn. If it's a pitching change, we'll take a break. If it's not, we will keep it here. And despite what I thought I saw last time, I think it is another visit to the mound, but I've been wrong once already, so we'll keep it here. Once again, broadcast coverage of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament brought to you by Vic's Lounge, Buffalo Wild Wings, Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, TCI Insurance, Dakota Fins and Feathers, FM Convention and Visitors Bureau, Marvin Windows and DMN Industries, along with Sweet Shots, Frank's Lounge, and Mandy's of FargoND.com, sponsoring our scoreboard, where you can find something for everyone. And if you can't find something, you can find that somebody a gift card. And that makes the find something for everyone a true statement. You can, with gift cards, you can get anybody anything they want, and you don't have to make the hard decisions. All right, return to action now here. Tate Bestie with the bases loaded. He'll take the first pitch down the middle for strike one. Nice pitch there from Sam Hunsberger for Elkhorn. Reached the 1 hour, 25-minute mark of the ball game, and that pitch comes high and in, pushing Bestie off the plate a little bit, and it's 1-1. Bestie shaved this morning at the hotel, so he didn't need to be shaved by that pitch again. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch, one away, and right up the middle, it's a diamond cutter here for Tate Bestie. That is going to score Gavin Johnson. Beck Ryan comes in from third as well. It's a 2-run RBI single that pushes Wishon up to second base, and Yankton Post 12 has taken a 7-2 lead here with 1 out in the bottom of the fifth.
Number 9, Austin Frick.
A 2-run single right up the middle, scoring Gavin Johnson, scoring back Ryken. Owen Wishon moving to third. Runners on, or actually moving to second, excuse me. And that one's popped up. Third baseman diving for it, but it'll drop foul. Strike one as a result. Madden McQuaid is the batter. I didn't get a chance to say that before that all happened there. Madden McQuaid's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging, then he grounded out to the pitcher. No balls and a strike. Runners on first and second, and he'll show bunt. The bunt is popped up, and Keegan Drever, the Elkhorn catcher, thought about making a diving attempt, but realized that he wasn't going to catch it regardless, so he just let it drop for strike 2. Hunsberger just crossing the half-century mark on the pitch number at 51 right now. 31 of those 51 have been strikes. We're 1 hour and 27 minutes into the ball game. Does Yankton have more runs on them here in the bottom of the fifth? They scored 3 so far. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. That's also out number 2.
Center fielder number 1, Evan Zirk.
So the center fielder, Evan Zirk, will step up to the plate with runners on first and second. So Owen Wishon on second, Tate Bestie on first. And the pitch comes in for a strike, 0-1. Zirk is 0 for 2, struck out looking, and then a fly out to the second baseman in shallow right field last time he was at the plate. And the 0-1 pitch. And that one is just below the knees for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And this one, a bouncing ball that'll roll foul over halfway down the first baseline. And there'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes as a result. Samuel Golke is the batter on deck. If Cirque can find a way to reach base safely, we'll see him next. Otherwise, we'll see Elkhorn coming to bat next. And the pitch. Strike 3 on the outside edge. You got them looking, and that one in the ending. They'll strand 2 runners on base, but they do get 3 across on 3 hits, including a solo shot to right field off the bat of Matthew Sheldon. And that starts a 3-run inning here for Elkhorn in the bottom of the 5th. And they take a 7-2 lead. 7 runs on 9 hits. And they have left a total of 5 on base here in this game so far. We'll be back with more baseball here in 60 seconds.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel.
All right, welcome back. Cruising through that middle portion of the inning there. It's probably the fastest middle part of the inning I've ever seen. We've hit the 90-minute mark of the ball game here as we move into the top of the 6th inning now with Elkhorn after putting 2 on the board in the top of the 5th to cut the lead down to 4-2. And it looked like they had themselves back into this game. Yankton responds with 3 runs of their own. That one's going deep to left field, and it will be caught by the left fielder about 3 feet in front of the left field fence. Thought that one might have had a chance to exit the park, but nice job there by left fielder Boston Frick to get over there in time to make the catch. And coming into the number, let's see where we at. We're in the number 7 spot in the lineup. Crew Eaton will be replaced by Jack Settles. And Jack Settles will pop the first pitch up. Looks like Bestie will backtrack to the backside of the mound and secure the ball in his glove for out number 1.
Baseman number 10, Austin McMurtry.
That's not easy because the way the pitcher's mound goes up and then down, and if you're backpedaling down that, you got to know the mound pretty well. And considering this is not your home field, I'm surprised that he didn't fall down backpedaling down the backside of the mound there to make that catch. But a nice job nonetheless there by Tate Bestie to secure out number 2. Austin McMurdy, the batter now, 1 for 2, ground out and a double. The first pitch was a ball, and the second pitch was a ball as well. 2 balls and no strikes here to Austin McMurdy. 7-2. 3 runs in the first, 1 run in the third, and 3 runs in the 5th. And a ground ball, a hopper to short, 6-3 on the ground out. And that is a 1-2-3 inning here for Elkhorn in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. And coming up to bat here for Yankton is going to be the 1-2-3 batters, Samuel Golke, Matthew Sheldon, and Easton Fieser, pending changes when we return after this here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
All right, so we have some defensive changes here for Alcorn. I'll go through them here in just a moment. And a ground ball is short, and there'll be a 6-3 ground out for Samuel Gohlke. All right, so new pitcher for Alcorn is Austin McMurdy. He comes in from third base, and he tosses a strike here to to Matthew Sheldon, who hit the home run last time he was up. The first batter grounded out on a 6-3 to short, and now Matthew Sheldon 3 for 3. If he can hit a triple here, he would chalk up the cycle. He has a single, double, and a home run. He just needs the triple. And that was going to right center field all the way to the fence, and it will drop. Oh, no, it won't go all the way to the fence. I thought it was deeper than it was, but it will result in a base hit. So he won't get the triple. He'll get the single. Maybe I got a little bit too excited there for my first ever cycle possibility in my broadcasting career. I've never seen it happen when I've attended a baseball game either. I've only seen it happen on TV a couple times. Bottom of the 6th, we'll see if Sheldon comes to the plate again or not for another chance at that cycle. But so far, 2 singles, a double, and a home run for Sheldon, and he's 4 for 4 in the contest. First pitch here to Easton Fieser came across for a strike. So once again, the changes for Alcorn. You got Austin McMurdy, the new pitcher. Keegan Drever comes in to catch, and Ethan Osmith moves over to third base. Those are your 3. Oh, and then we have a new second baseman, too. And that is swinging and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Number 21, and number 21 is Cam Schmickley is the new second baseman. And that'll be a strikeout, and that's out number 2 here.
Catcher number 22, Gavin Johnson.
Gavin Johnson 2 for 2, a single, walk, and a single. Swinging and a miss, strike 1. The first single that Gavin Johnson had was the infield RBI single that rang off starting pitcher Ringenberg's right ankle. Too short back over to second. That's a play that'll probably be burned into my memory for some time now here. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gavin Johnson. Beck Reichen is the scheduled batter on deck with 2 away. We'll see if we get there or not. 2-2 as the pitch comes outside for ball 2. Ball, strike, strike, ball in that order. And pitch number 5 of the plate appearance here for Gavin Johnson coming up. McMurdy will lean in, get the signals here from Drever, and he'll deliver. And the slider will miss to the inside for ball 3. And that one's fouled out of the plate, and we'll stay tight right where we're at. McMurdy comes set and delivers. Right down the middle, strike 3, got him. Got him looking, and that is out number 3, and we go to the top of the 7th. 7-2 in favor of Yankton, post 12. And Elkhorn's going to need 5 runs in the top of the 7th to keep this one going. We'll see if they can do that or not when we return after the 60-second break here on MSPN Digital Television.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
All right, top of the 7th here, 1 hour and 39 minutes into the ball game, and it's Elkhorn's season on the line here. They need to score 5 runs in order to keep this game going, or 6 to force the bottom of the 7th. Well, yeah, 5 to force the bottom of the 7th. They don't need 6, they need 5. 6 would be nice, it would give them the lead, but they need at least 5 here to force the bottom of the 7th, otherwise their season will come to a close. 7-2 was a close game until, well, I mean, it was pretty much all Yankton until we got to the 5th inning when Elkhorn made things a little bit interesting, but then even more interesting is how Yankton responded in the bottom of the 5th, including a 3-run inning that included a solo home run to right off the bat of Matthew Sheldon to reclaim a 7-2 lead here in this ball game. And that first pitch is fouled away for strike 1 here. The batter's Charlie Rieselman, and now he gets hit by a pitch. So Rieselman will reach base, and that'll bring up Keegan Drever, 0 for 3 with a ground out, fly out, and a fly out. Seven runs on 10 hits for Yankton. And this is to second, and now over to first. It's a 6-4-3 double play. And Elkhorn is down to their final out.
First off, number 23, Jake Jansen.
Two away, Jake Jansen, 1 for 3, strikeout, fly out, and a single left center field to take the first pitch for a strike, and that's 0-1. If Yankton can hold on, they will play at 11 a.m. tomorrow against the loser of West Fargo and Lincoln, which is coming up next. And the pitch, and that one's flying out to center field. Evan Cirk is there, and game over. He makes the catch, and that will do it. The final score in this one, Yankton post 12 will pick up a 7-2 victory over Elkhorn post 211 Equitable Bank, and the Wolves season will come to a conclusion with an overall record of 35 wins, 22 losses, and 1 tie. Yankton will improve to 30 wins and 13 losses, and as I mentioned a moment ago, they'll play at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning against the loser of our next game between West Fargo and Lincoln. Time of the game, 1 hour and 42 minutes. West Fargo and Lincoln has a scheduled first pitch of 3:30 p.m., and that means we'll have a little bit of a break. I can finish my Buffalo Wild Wings that was delivered up to me during the second inning of this game, and we'll be back. Brad Anderson will have the call on that game, and then I'll say hi to you again on our nightcap at approximately 6:30 when the Fargo Post 400 Stars take on Shakopee here on MSPN Digital Television. 2 down and 2 to go here on day 2 of the 2025 Central Plains Regional Tournament. Your final so far, Harrisburg 9-4 winners over Grand Rapids, and Yankton picks up the 7-2 win over Elkhorn. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now we'll finish us off for this one here, and we'll talk to you again in a little bit over an hour here on MSPN Digital Television. Have a good rest of your day.
The proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online by searching MSPN DTV on YouTube and X to find broadcast schedules, on-demand broadcasts, and more. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.